Hi everybody, this is Larry with the Ugnaught Lumber Butternuts Mining Railroad. ubrailroad.com is my website if you want to check me out. As you can see, I modeled G-scale, and today's video is going to be about making very large scaled pine trees. As you can see, the one in front of you here, this is a 48-inch pine tree, or right at 100 feet. Well within scale, because the average forest is between 75 and 95 feet across the United States. As you can see throughout my layout, I have literally 1,000 plus trees. Most of these are cedar branches that I have cut and sprayed with white glue, form them, trim them, color code them a little bit, and I put them all over the place. But I've got about 35 of these homemade trees here, and I'm going to show you a real inexpensive way of getting a 4-foot tree. But before we do that, I want to show you a couple other trees that I do as well. Like, you take this one right here. This is a 14-inch tree. This one over here is approximately 16 inches. And then those over there by the meat packing plant, the tallest one is about 18 inches. Then if you come across over here, I'm going to show you my largest tree on the layout with the black bear at the top. It is 75 inches tall, or about 150 feet. It grows from the valley all the way to the top, and as you can kind of see as you come around this way, how these trees kind of look. They give you a real neat look. Their appearance that they could be a sequoia, a red oak, a red pine, a birch, any kind of thing. But the thing is, they don't really look like any tree, but they look like a real tree. And then I'll show you over here, like my concentrated forest area. You kind of see how that looks. You know, it does have a real appearance to it, like, you know, these could have been some kind of real tree. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to show you what these trees look like when they're finished. So now let's get on it, and I'm going to give you a quick demo on how to make these trees very inexpensively. A 4-foot tree is going to cost you about 20 bucks. That's pretty cheap when you stop and think that, you know, you pay 20 bucks for a 14-inch tree and it doesn't even look to scale. So let's give this a whirl. We'll see how it works. Give me a second and I'll get right into it. Okay, I'm back. I do smoke cigars, so I hope that don't bother anybody. But I want to tell you that this is all scratch built. And the way we start is I start out with, you could go to the lumber company and you could buy anything. This one right here is about 1.25 inches, and I found it in a dumpster. I do a lot of dumpster diving on construction sites. You get a lot of good material for building your layout. But this right here, you could go to Menards, Home Depot. You could get these in 2, 3, 4, even 6 12-footers. If you're going to build a lot of them, I'd recommend getting the big 12-footer because it's cheaper for you to cut it down than it is to pay them. But anyway, we start out with just a rough blank like this. And now I'm going to taper it. There's 2 ways you can taper this. You can put it in your drill press and hang it upside down like this, or you can just put it in your lathe and go from there. But what I do with mine is I use both. So the first thing I do is I drill a hole right here, and then I will tap that with like a 3, depending on the size of course, with either a 3/8 or a 5/8 lag bolt, and I cut the head off of it, and then this way I can stick it into my drill press and hold it, and as it's spinning, then I grab, put on a leather glove, and I take a 4-inch grinder with a flappy wheel on it, and I just, you know, up and down until I get the shape I want it. And, you know, if you make a gouge in it, no big deal, you know, because nature's not perfect, so yours don't have to be perfect. They just, you know, have to look real. And being unperfect makes them look real. You know, how many times have you seen really gorgeous layouts? And they got 40 or 50 trees that are all identical as far as thickness, height, everything. To me, that's unnatural looking, and it probably is to you too. But anyway, okay, here's what we do. After we taper this all down, like this. You can see it's just a nice smooth piece. Then I take a, I believe this is a drywall saw. I'm not in construction, I have no idea what these tools are, but this is what I use. And you can hold this and just, you know, really scrape the hell out of this. And you can see how the bark materializes on it. See, you can see that, okay? But if you put this in a vise, then you could really bear down. You can get some really deep ones. But don't be afraid to put some of these in it. You know, all different kinds of, go all different kinds of directions, you know, because you want to make this look like rugged bark, you know, like it's out in the forest, you know, it's not something growing in your backyard. So you want this to look, you know, real natural and, you know, rugged. So after I trim it or shave it down, put the bark on it, then the next thing I'm going to do is I take a flexible tape. This one's paper. This one is cloth. And I pin it at the top. And you can see how I kind of rotated it all the way around there. All the way to the end. Now you can space this as far as you want, close as you want. Once you get this all done, then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to start drilling holes. The first couple, 3 layers, you know, I kind of put them in an angle like this. But then after that, I kind of go flat to maybe just a little bit down like this. Now what I did on mine, now you can do this any way you want to, like the first, 6-8 inches down to about here, I make it real thick. Because this is the canopy of the tree. This is the part the sun hits. So this is going to be where all the green is. Then I'll leave like a little, 3, 4, 5 inch bare spot here. I'll put another clump here, bare spot, maybe a branch here too. Remember, nothing grows down here. It can't get sunlight. So everything goes to the top. So that's how I'm modeling these type of trees, okay? Another thing I wanted to tell you, after you drill the hole like this is also a great mounting because you could stick your 5/8 back into it and you could get those double threaded ones to where you screw it in here, then you could screw it into your board, your plaster, or whatever. You know, I mount these. Every one of them is mounted differently. So there's any way you can mount it, you know, glue, plaster, whatever. Okay, so now that we got this all done, let me talk to you about the foliage. The foliage is real simple. You go to Hobby Lobby, and if you don't have a Hobby Lobby, that's fine. You could go on the internet, go on their website, and you could buy these on armatures. There's 17 branches to the tree. You get them every other week. They're 50% off, so that'd be $1.50 for this. You get approximately 6 to 7 small ones, and then the rest of them are large, and you can kind of see the difference. This, of course, is your top, and you'll work your way down, and you use these. Then I go and I get a bag of these, or a package, whatever. These are $1. These are 1/2 inch brad nails. Let's see here. These are, it just says white brad nails. I think they might be a 16 or 18 gauge, something like that. But anyway, after you strip the armatures and you've got them all the bushes pulled, or all the limbs pulled off like they do, then you want to insert the brad nails. And here's what it looks like. It looks like this. So you're going to take the brad nail and the head, you're going to shove it in there. And they kind of lock in place in the most part. But you'll find them every now and then one will be loose. If it's loose, take a little piece of super glue, put it on a piece of paper, dip it in there, stuff it in, it's good to go. Same when you mount these into the tree. There's going to be holes that are going to be just a little larger than this, even though you're using the same drill bit. Just dip it in the glue, stick it in the hole, you're good to go. It's set, it'll never come out. Okay? So that's where we're at with this right now. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drill, maybe 40, 50 holes in here, and then we'll start putting the branches in. But now, something else I want to kind of remind you too, here. Not only do I put these in, but a lot of times I'll go outside and I'll clip, you know, all 3, 4, 5 inch little thin twigs off of the bushes or something to put in as dead branches every now and then. Because you want to put some dead in there, you know. You don't want to 100% consistent. In fact, you can take one whole side and just put all bare branches like it got a fungus or something like that. You know, just to make each one unique and different from the one before. Vary them. You know, start using your imagination. You'll find how easy these come to be. But these are really nice trees when they're all done. Okay, I'm going to shut this off for now because you don't need to watch me drill a half a dozen or 10 dozen holes. So I'm going to shut this off. When we get it done, then I'm going to get back and we're going to finish this up. Okay, I'm back. Okay, here's what I did. Drilled the holes, and I started up here about, every quarter of an inch, and then I went to every half inch. But you kind of get the gist of this, and you can turn these, you know, trim them, do whatever you want. When I'm all done, I cut the little tips off right here. Because this is, you know, a lot of this isn't natural. You know, you can trim them down a little bit. Leave them on. I got some with them on, but I thought after I got done making a few that they look a little better with it off. You know, a little more natural. And then you can put one straight up the top too if you want to. But I want to tell you, once you drill your holes now, before you start putting everything in there, now that your holes are all drilled, go ahead and stain your trunk. I use a lot of times combinations of anything and everything from actual wood stains to alcohol-based washes. My favorite wash is Indian Ink Black, and I put that in a quart of isopropyl alcohol, 78 to 90%, whatever you got. Mix it up real good. Put the whole ounce in, and that will be more of a black, and it will soak deep into the bark area down into the crevices and really bring out a lot of detail. And you can do a leopard spotting technique too. I've done mine with as many as 5 different ones, but you know what? I found that once you set it up, you don't really see all those different ones, but again, depends how the lighting is where you're at, but that's what I do. So after I drill all my holes, I stain it, then I come back and I start doing this, then I trim it. When I'm all done, I'll put my bolt back in here, and then I'll go mount it. I mean, it's very simple. So here's what you're going to have for costs. Your rod is going to cost you, if you buy the 3 or 4 footers, they're going to cost you about $3 1/4 to $4, okay? This is going to cost you $1, and you're going to probably do 10 trees with that. So there's $1. These here are $1.50. You get 17, 18 branches per unit. So, you know, if your average tree has 5 of these in here, you're looking at another $7.50. So you got $7.50, $3.50, you got 11, 12, your stain. Excellent pine tree. Look at how tall this is, 48 inches. Now you could probably use this technique for O scale as well. Maybe might work too on HO, but you're starting to get real thin trunks, and when you start drilling, they split out, break up and stuff. But definitely O, definitely G. But I mean, doesn't this look nice compared to those little guys that you pay an arm and a leg for and you don't get the quality or the look? And this is something you did, you know, something you can be proud of, you know, and it really, really highlights your layout. I've had a couple real good comments on my trees that they do look real. Nobody knows what they look like, but they do look real. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if there's anything I could help you with, anything you may have seen on my layout, everything I did was scratch built. This is the first layout I totally completed. I started it 5 years ago. I probably built 20 layouts. This is the only one I ever completed. This is the only one I ever went totally scratch built on everything. Everything I have on there, all the buildings, all the trestles, lights, trees, fences, pallets, everything. I build all of that. The turntable, everything. So if you got any questions on anything, feel free to answer or call me, because I kind of believe that, you know, this is a dying hobby and we need to get some spark back into it. And if I can help you, I think free information and free knowledge is a must for this industry to keep it alive. So I'm willing to tell you anything I know if it helps you out. I hope it does. Hope you enjoyed this, and watch for some more. I might come up with some another video on how to build a house or something like that. But anyway, have a good one. See you guys later.